Hello, this is Valerie Aiello, and you're listening to Idea Diary. Thanks for coming back to my office and hanging out. All right, today I wanted to bring you two things, two tips, two weird things to check out. And let's see, one of them. So, if you know me, I love seltzer water, any sparkling water. I like plain and like flavored. I don't really like when they add real juice to it. I don't like it sweet. I don't like diet drinks. I just want my sparkling water to be slightly flavored or plain. But there's a new flavor in my life, which is the Polar Seltzer Orange Vanilla. I was hesitant to buy it, but there's a coupon at HEB. So I live in Texas, and we have a grocery store called HEB, which everyone loves. HEB is like the best company in the planet, and they had a coupon for this, so I just went for it and I bought two 12 packs of it because I didn't know if I would like it or not, and I love it. So Polar Seltzer Orange Vanilla flavor. That's tip number 1 of the day. And tip number 2 of the day is something that I have always kind of been thinking about, but not worried about. So I don't know if you remember, I'm sure that you do, back in the day when The Secret came out and it was a huge, big craze, and it just kind of taught everybody that thinking positively can change the outcome of things. Now, there was a movie before The Secret that also taught that lesson, but it was a quantum physics film called What the Bleep Do We Know? So I'll link those two movies in the show notes. But at that around that time, whenever it was, between I guess 2000, 2004, 5ish. The Secret might have come out in 2006. I'm not sure exactly when, but somewhere around that time period. That's when I felt like just the collective consciousness of the planet, of all the people who had actually watched this movie, we kind of raised some energy levels just by everybody kind of realizing that your thoughts can create the outcome of what you're visualizing. Well, now I feel like we're kind of going into the next level of that. A lot of people complained about The Secret that it didn't go far enough explaining how to really change your reality. A lot of the movie was about just thinking positive and sitting in your room and wishing and hoping, and then eventually a knock would be at your door and your dream would fall into your lap. And that's not exactly how it happens. I do think that you don't have to necessarily work in drudgery and work hard and kill yourself to get what you want. You can get what you want that way, obviously, but you can kind of expect a different reality and have things come to you easily. And I've had both. I've lived in times where just everything I was doing, it was cool, it was exciting, it was happening, and I didn't have any losses, I guess. I was all gain. And then there's been times, long period of times, when it would just seem like everything I tried like wasn't working, everything was an uphill battle. And, I've lived in both scenarios, and I still can't figure out, how do you really wrangle it in? How do you get that positive stuff to happen repeatedly, repeatedly, repeatedly? I'm sure you know that, I think everyone kind of feels the same things kind of keep happening to you over and over again. And a lot of times you're just like, okay, what lesson do I need to learn from this? Why does this keep happening to me? And you just you can't figure it out. A lot of times, I guess that's why people might use therapists and, talk to people like that, because it's hard to see what's happening in your life from your the inside view, and sometimes it's a lot easier for people to tell you maybe what you're doing wrong or what you keep repeating or your bad habits so that you could have a different outcome. But I, a few days ago, realized a trick, and I think this is maybe not the full 100% answer, but I do feel like this is part of the key to getting that repeatable good things happen, and a conscious level to where you're using your brain to say, "Oh crap, something's about to go wrong." But instead of worrying and putting yourself into some sort of tailspin, is that the right term? Just just making yourself go crazy, worrying. I've got a new trick. And I learned it from this video of this woman. Her name is Chanel Monk. So I will link the video where I got this concept in the show notes below. So she was actually talking about this other woman who I guess teaches this kind of stuff. But just the way that this woman Chanel had phrased it, and she kind of outlined it with, I don't know, whiteboard situation, kind of her understanding of, I guess we can call it quantum creative consciousness, or I guess like it's like you're you're consciously creating your outcomes with your mind, and I would call that, and it's kind of a quantum thing. And I'm not a quantum physicist, so I don't know all the lingo. It would be amazing to know all that, but it's quite a lot. So I just kind of I take it in when I can. And basically what this woman was talking about was there's all these parallel realities that we possibly could be experiencing, and we just happen to be experiencing this one particular reality with our eyes and our brain. So is life real? Probably nobody really knows exactly, but you are experiencing something in your consciousness, in your subconscious and your front consciousness, and whatever's happening, you are in control. Now, that's not to say that bad things don't happen to good people or anything like that, but I'm just talking about your everyday existence, and how happy you are or aren't, and how you're able to, when you are in bad situations, to turn it around, and hopefully turn it around faster than living in it for years and years and years, which a lot of us do. So, her trick and what she was understanding of what this other woman was teaching was that you can, if you wanna shift up to the next level, so if you're at this sad life level and you wanna be at your happy life level, you just want an upgrade, a life upgrade. So whatever that is, you've got to go into neutral. So, like, if you're shifting in a car, you've gotta shift neutral before you shift to a higher gear. I just took that analogy and it just, like, instantly clicked in my mind and it made sense. So, if things are not going well, things are spiraling out of control, instead of dwelling on the most horrible outcome and just sitting there wishing, wishing, wishing for the best outcome, instead of doing that, just go neutral. So, if the outcome of whatever is about to happen in the next moment is wonderful and exactly what you want, that's great. If it's a nightmare and it ends up costing you $1,000,000, then that's great too. Just totally be neutral to whatever is about to happen. And then in that moment, that kind of creates a certain energy that can take you to the higher upgrade of energy that you want to be living in, rather than in the lower energy that you currently are experiencing. So, if that makes sense to anyone out there or is helpful, I just had to share it. I don't know exactly how else to put it except that if you want to shift to the next gear, just go neutral. Don't think about, don't wish and hope, just kind of be cool with whatever outcome that could happen and watch and see how you end up getting what you want. Or even if a bad thing does happen, an even better thing is going to happen. It's going to push you into a higher reality. So I will link all those videos in the show notes below. That's all I've got for you today. I guess that's the end of the show. So I'll see you later. Thanks for watching. Bye.